So I'm Jenny. I work full time in early childhood and have been a carer of an adult son with multiple mental health conditions for the past 15 years, and I live in Wollongong.
Hi, my name is Bev Waters. I'm the Consumer Community Engagement and Partnerships Manager at eHealth.
My name is Jess Smith. I'm a proud Wiradjuri woman living and working in a little village called Tarcutta, not too far from Wagga. Currently acting as the Aboriginal and Cultural Diversity Engagement Officer at the ACI.
Hi, my name's Erin. I use they, them pronouns. I'm the Program Manager for LGBTIQ plus and men's health at Sydney Local Health District. I am queer non-binary or Takatapui Irewhiti, as people say in my language. I'm also Māori, and my Māori culture is very important to me, and I also have lived experience of having a disability.
Hi, I'm Laura. I am calling today from Darug Country in North-ish Sydney. I am the Consumer Engagement and Co-Design Manager at the Agency for Clinical Innovation.
My name is Ash, or you can call me Ashwini. I'm a migrant here in Australia.
My name's Harry Isles Mann. I am a person living with complex lived experience of probably even more complex chronic health and disability and mental health illness as well. I've been an advocate and a consumer leader.
I'm Tara Lee. I'm the Consumer Engagement Manager for Health Services at Health Consumers New South Wales. And I've also previously been a consumer representative for New South Wales Health.
So I'll pick number 2, ensure accessibility and welcome. What this means to me is flexibility, feeling comfortable, feeling like my input is genuinely being sought after, feeling like I was amongst peers.
So when I'm meeting someone for the first time, it's really important to me to make that connection, to make them feel comfortable in my presence and like they feel like they have an ally in walking into the virtual room or the physical room together. We might spend some time getting to know each other, and a really important part of that is me sharing about myself.
Before you run a session or do any kind of engagement is actually finding out from people beforehand what things might make them feel more comfortable.
When it comes to accessibility and making people feel welcome, we have to realise that our way is not the only way.
We have to meet people where they're at. We have to change the way that we think and we work to fit in with community.
Onboard us in a way that we could ask any questions, clarify anything, understand our roles. Like all those are kind of really important, what I would call foundations before you kind of embark in no matter how long the process or how many engagements you have.
People may not feel comfortable coming into an institutionalised building, for example. They may feel uncomfortable if the room is full of other clinicians and they're the only consumer.
You want the best out of us. It's not about constantly trying to get the people that are just always contributing. It's about giving us time to give you our best.
Don't put unnecessary barriers in people's way.
Being able to be as clear as possible before someone is coming along what you're aiming to do, where that's going to be, and give them the opportunity to tell you what they might need. You don't have to be very specific around that stuff, but allowing people to feel safe enough to raise what might be important for them. I think we're very prescriptive around things like registration for events or consumer stuff. And we have to go, we want to know your salutations, your name, and these things. But we don't actually say, tell us what matters to you. Is there anything we can do? Even simple things like asking people, do they need parking? Do they have carers responsibilities? Those things, we don't often do that well. And I think we need to be able to be more responsive to individuals' needs, because what they're giving us is so valuable. We need to be able to show that same respect.
We have to go to them. We have to meet them at a time that suits them, in a place that they feel safe, in a place where they're surrounded, in an environment that really allows them to open up and let us in and let us know what we need to do to work with them.
If they don't feel comfortable talking in a community online, let them know that the chat is there available for them if they feel like it. But then remember, if anyone else out there might not be able to read the chat, that you have a designated personnel who reads out for everybody so that everybody's kept informed. If you only have things available on an intranet where consumers cannot access it unless they are within an LHG, that is not leading to open communication. Likewise, only having email is also an issue for some people. They may also want it printed out. The best thing to do is at the beginning ask people how they'd like to communicate. Do they want printed copies sent to them? Do they prefer a phone call? Are they happy with Zoom? Do they need some help in managing some of these things?
There does have to be a level of flexibility. We have to, again, remember that my ability to contribute the insight that I have is born out of lived and living experience, and that realistically brings with it challenges and constraints. Some days I wake up and I'm good to go, others I wake up and I'm not. That's just how that works. So it's important to recognize that when we're trying to get the most out of a community, that really our ticket to this contribution is the fact that we live with those challenges. We have to be. It would be silly not to be cognizant of and build flexibility around our capacity to contribute.
Understand that, it's never a linear process. Sometimes you're kind of having to maybe slow down or go back several steps.
Being open to getting feedback, and it can be at that time, even if it makes you feel uncomfortable. You may not always have a response or have to fix things right then and there. Not being afraid to get it wrong and admit, hey, I made a mistake there. I invited you to this workshop and it wasn't accessible. I'm really sorry about that. But you can't be perfect at everything and know everything that you need to know. But by creating safe spaces is just saying, look, I'm not going to know what matters to you. I need you to tell me at that point of time.
Thinking about the effectiveness of our engagement, that people are involved, people feel safe, people are being heard, and those perspectives are included in the work that we do here in health and